Hello students, welcome to class 12 economic class. Hope you all are doing well. So students, up till now we have learned about the economic policies adopted by the colonial ruler which led to the underdevelopment and stagnation of Indian economy. Then we have learned about the status of agriculture sector in India on the eve of independence. We have learned that how the introduction of land settlement deteriorated the agricultural sector in India. In our previous class, we have learned that the factors which were responsible for deindustrialization of Indian economy. Students, today we will learn about the foreign trade on the eve of independence. So now, students, as we know that India has always been known for the export of finished good to different parts of the world. Even the Indian goods were in very high demand in the countries like Sri Lanka, China, Persia. But the colonial master formulated the framed policies for India in such a way that it reduced India into mere an exporter of raw material. So you can understand it like this: suppose raw material is supplied to Britain, then it will be that product was priced very low. Suppose a product is available for 100 rupees in India, that product when exported to Britain, it will be available there at the same price. Similarly, what they used to do, the finished goods which were supplied to India from Britain, they were priced high in India. So gradually they started controlling the Indian trade, and they set up monopoly on the trade. And in this, Suez Canal played a very significant role to boost the economy of Britain and exploit the Indian economy. What used to happen, that earlier you can see here in the diagram how earlier they used to export good from India to Britain through the Atlantic Ocean. But once the Suez Canal opened, it saved their time, and it became very cheaper for them to send for the supply of materials to India, and even to take away the raw material to their country. Okay, so you can see clearly in the diagram the Suez Canal here, and once the monopoly they used they had on Indian trade was like this: if Indian exporter try to export goods to other countries other than Britain, then on that product the British government used to apply very high duty. It can be excise duty or export duty, but the trade between India and Britain was free. There was no export duty and no import duty. So this resulted into the same price. Like if a product costs rupees 100 in India, then that product will be costed rupees 100 in Britain also. But at the same time, if the finished good is exported to country like China or Sri Lanka, then that due to implementation of duty, that product will be highly costed. Okay, so likewise the profit earned from the export of raw material were not used for development in India. Rather, they were used to meet the expenses incurred in India by the Britishers, like to compensate the war expenses and to build big buildings for the officers. So this way the Indian economy or the Indian trade was exploited. So students, I hope you have understood this topic clearly, and I have some homework for you. Some questions I have written. Kindly try to write the answer of these questions, like what is Muslin, what is commercialization of agriculture, and when did it begin in India, and fourth question is when was railway introduced in India, and what were the motives behind the deindustrialization by British in India. So try to write answer for these questions, and this bring me to the end of this video, and meet you very soon in the next video. Thank you.